Do you agree with Deebo Samuel's tweet that the league got lucky the Niners were injured? Do you think injuries were our only issue this year?
They weren't the only issue. I do think the league got lucky from the standpoint that the Chicago Bears, oh my God, imagine if the Niners were healthy. The Chicago Bears would have never made the playoffs, and God, my life would have been better. But unfortunately, the Chicago Bears made the playoffs. God. But I do think I think that if the Niners were healthy, I 100% believe they would have made the playoffs. Now, does that mean, just the injuries was the reason they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl? I don't know if you can say that, because you look at what Tampa Bay was, and they were the final product, and they won the Super Bowl. I don't know if you can 100% with conviction say that the Niners were a more complete team than this Tampa Bay team. I mean, this Tampa Bay defense, especially with Vita Vea playing, would have really given the Niners trouble, because they're the kind of defense that matches up really well with what the Niners do. And
you're right, Vita Vea.
And the offense, right? And the offense would have given. They can't block Shaq Barrett or JPP. No. I think Shaq Barrett had 3 sacks week 1, if I remember correctly. He had 3 sacks, so they couldn't have blocked them either. And then the other thing is, this Tampa Bay offense is also a pretty good matchup for what the Niners defense do, because they're a really big team, and they're going to impose their will running the football and look to throw the ball down the field and really test the Niners' younger corners and stuff. So I do think from that standpoint, like, it would have been a really interesting matchup to see unfold. I don't know if you can definitively say that the injuries were the reason that the Niners didn't win the Super Bowl, but the injuries were definitely something that hurt them from making the playoffs for sure.
I can tell you that as someone who covers this team and is somewhat connected to the coaches and players, this is the attitude the team had all year, that the league is lucky, the Niners are unlucky for whatever reason, and that the NFC is wide open. And if they had had any health, they would have been back there. And I think the Niners were kidding themselves. I don't think any team took Tampa Bay seriously enough until like 24 hours ago. Honestly, I think people were like, oh, okay, now you always hear like, well, they're great. I mean, the D line and the this and the that. It's like, well, okay, well, that's not what you were saying like 4 months ago. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, like,
right.
The perception has changed a little bit. I think even a month ago, people were like, Tampa's not for real. And now I think people are looking at Tampa as like, that's a team that's New England now. That's New England. That's the team that's going to be there every year. Oh my God. Like, yeah, I think the Niners have a big problem. The Packers have a big problem. The NFC has a big problem. It's a big problem. Because honestly, it looks like he could keep playing like this till he's 47. Maybe 47 and a half. All right, let's move on. At 48, though, that is too much.